Duelist of the Autumn Crown. Chapter 15. Secrets Added. Students, I am pleased to announce that your 4 finalists for the Autumn Crown tournament have been decided. The final duels will begin in 30 minutes. We ask that our 4 finalists report back to the field by that time. Twilight listened as Celestia's voice faded from the speakers. So the duel is over now, I assume. Leaning against the wall by the door, Rarity held up a phone. Abatek just replied that Rainbow's duel has finished, so they're on their way. Good. Twilight took a breath. I don't want to repeat this. I want all 5 of you to be here. Is it something bad? Fireside asked, sitting on one of the desks. I hope it's something kink, Pinky said, sitting on her desk, swinging her legs in the air. Or pie. Pie is fine too. Or cookies. Not exactly. Twilight looked down on her deck. This is perhaps going to be the most awkward conversation I've ever had. The door to the room opened, and Applejack led Rainbow Dash inside. Meet your friend in the files, Swy. You got that right. Rainbow grinned and looped. I am so pumped for this. Twilight nodded. So that makes you, me, and Flash for sure. I don't know about Sunset Shimmer, but I think we can presume that she'll make it. She took a breath. That's why I've called you all here. There's something I need to tell you about Sunset myself. Twilight? Of course Sunset made it. It doesn't be dramatic enough if Sunset somehow suddenly lost in the first round of the tournament. Granted, that sounds like something a parody would do, or a deconstruction. Which actually would be kind of a hilarious deconstruction now that I think about it. Oh yeah, time to face off against my greatest rival. I have been waiting for this all duel. Oh yeah! Oh, hi. Hi, rival? What are you doing here? I lost in the first round. What? Yeah. Nobody saw it coming. I drew the worst hand you could imagine, and I lost the first round. Then, who is my final opponent?
Hi, I'm Seymour. I'm 10 years old, and I've been dueling for only a few months.
My mind goes weird places. What is it? Verity asked as the 3 came closer. Well, you see, before Twilight continued, Pinky jumped to her feet. You're from another dimension where there's a Duelist Academy training duelists to be soldiers who have faded other dimensions, and you were the star student of the Academy's leader who has a secret place for you, but you wanted to prove yourself as a duelist, so you came to the competition to duelist, and now you've made friends, and now you're seeing other places, and you want to conquer us, and it'll help us to stop the impending interdimensional war? She stopped, grinned widely. Twilight blinked and paused to scrunch her face. No.
Aww.
Pinky sat down and patted. Well, it's partly true, surprisingly. Twilight nodded. I am from another dimension. So is Sunset Shimmer. See, he came to your world 2.5 years ago. I'm not sure why. But he came back just a couple of days ago and stole my crown, the Autumn Crown, for the magic it contains. I came here to win it back from her, but the portal closes tonight. She saw to let the information to sink in. Applejack raised an eyebrow. There's some part of this you aren't telling us still. Yeah. Twilight smiled sheepishly and held up her hands. In the other world, I'm a pony and Spike's a dragon. Rainbow Dash burst out laughing. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Spike jumped up onto the desk next to Twilight. Really? Because he's telling the truth. The 5 girls stopped and stared. Twilight set a hand to her face. I suppose that's one way to convince them. It was either there to show them your magic. Spike paused to scratch his ear. Just trying to help. Fireside, eyes wide plain.
Did Spike just talk?
Spike nodded. Sure did. Pinky tilted her head.
Normally, I had to take something to hear Doc's talk.
Pinky, is this something you do normally? Twilight coughed, regaining everyone's attention. Well, anyway, there's something I had to be honest with you about. Twilight took out her deck and began to flip through the cards. Several of them on the desk. This is a deck that the portal created for me when I crossed over. There's something very odd about it you need to know.
Your harmony spirits?
Fireside asked. Yes, they... Twilight paused. You remember? Fireside blinked, and only then just seemed to register what she had just said.
It's strange. I feel like some sort of fog is lifted.
Well, I tell you, Applejack nodded. I remember slaying you in Rarer's duel, and I remember not remembering. Well, You're really serious about his magic stuff. Twilight nodded. Yes. I figured it was due to some mechanic of the magic Sunset and I used to manifest our decks. She thought and looked away. Maybe now that you five have exposed to the same magic I use, you can remember? Exposed to magic? Rarity came closer and looked down at the cards that Twilight laid out. She gasped and picked up the Harming Spirit Magnanimity.
This is me!
The group crowded around her as Rarity examined the fairy spirit on the card. Stylized, certainly, but it's all of us. Rainbow scooped Twilight's deck from the desk and held out the cards one by one. The five looked at the cards in their hands and saw their Harming Spirit's counterparts.
I don't believe it.
Fireside slowly shook her head as he looked at Gracia.
This isn't possible, is it?
I've never seen cards like these before, but that's us. The group looked at Twilight. Elsa put Hanisis over in her hand. Twi, I'll explain it. I've never met the five of you in this world, but in the other world we're close friends. And more than that, your counterparts in Equestria and myself wield the elements of harmony, ancient relics that hold great magic in them. The crown Sunset Shimmer stole is my element, the element of magic, and the most powerful of all. Without it, my friends and I can't use the elements, and our world is vulnerable to potentially anything. She took a breath. A duelist deck is supposed to reflect their heart, so I'm told. I think that this deck manifests in my friends, or you five, whichever, as my cards to show what's in my heart, so I can have the support of my friends to help me defeat her. So I put a hand to her chest. I think that the magic that protects me and my friends is starting to appear in this world, too. During my duel with Rarity, when my Mazia spirit was destroyed, I felt the pain of the attack. Fluttershy. The girl eat and perked up as Twilight there. I saw you on the ground during the duel. What happened?
Well, I was watching a duel, and then when one of your monsters was destroyed, I got this really bad pain in my chest.
She shrank down her seat.
It felt like someone had punched me, but it was more like a burning.
Me too! Rainbow looked at Twilight. I was doing Spitfire, and then all of a sudden, ow, pain! When I put my hand on the ground, it was burning. Like Dragonfire's attacks, Rarity whispered. My friends and I are bound by the elements of harmony. Now the six of us are bound by my deck. So he took a deep breath. That's why I chose to tell you this. As my magic has grown stronger, it seems that Sunset is using more of hers to try and defeat me. We may all be in danger in the finals now, especially when she and I duel. She looked around the circle. All this may be hard to believe, but it's the truth. Let's take this from the top. Applejack counted off on her fingers. Your deck symbolizes the six of us. Magically connects us so we can feel the pain of our monsters being destroyed. You and Sunset Shimmer come from an alternate dimension of talented ponies, and that crown she stole has magical powers in it. Also, in the other world, I'm a dragon, Spike reminded. Spike, at this point, nobody cares about you. Go home. Uh-huh. Twilight sheepishly. Sounds silly, I know. How about it? Applejack held over her hands. Some things that go on dual tournaments in this world, this thing's kind of tame. Hang on. Rainbow Dash held over her hand. So you're in a world, I'm a pony. Yes. Well, Pegasus to be specific. So I can fly? Yes. In fact, you're proud of your speed. And your Pegasus magic lets you control clouds and the weather. Rainbow grinned. That's so awesome. Why did I know she'd say that? Spike muttered. Twilight rolled her eyes and smiled. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier. I wasn't sure how involved I would get with the five of you. There's no denying it. My magic definitely connects the six of us. And if Sunset is willing to use her magic like she did on Rarity, we need to be united against her. Absolutely, Verity nodded. We're all behind you, Twilight. What about me? Dash cried. I'm in the finals too. Yes, but if you duel Sunset, would you have a way to counter her magic? Twilight asked. Rainbow opened her mouth and said nothing. Exactly. I'm not asking you to bow out or anything, but at this point there's no telling what Sunset might do to win. Not to mention the possibilities you could use her magic to cause real harm with her cards. Anyone who duels her is in danger. So what do we do? Fluttershy bit her lip. Could we ask Principal Celestia to cancel the tournament? If we tell her the students are in danger. I'm not sure that'll work, Twilight sighed. Sunset thinks he has to win this tournament in order to use my crown's powers. As long as she intends to stick to that plan, we can keep this contained, and eventually one of us can face her in a duel. But if the tournament is cancelled, there's no telling what she'd do. She can steal the crown, she might turn her magic on others directly, or worse. Rarity nodded. Fair points. But then what do we do? Speed dueling is forbidden during the tournament, and you said to pull her back to your world closes tonight. We can't silence her. Not if we have time to beat her to let you go home. I know. Twilight sat down with their dual disc. At this point, I don't think we have a lot of options beyond going with the finals and beating Sunset. Not sure how we can counter her magic. I know my magic broke her hold on rarity, but I don't know if it's something we can rely on. If you duel her, Rainbow, there's no telling what can happen. Can't you transfer some magic to me, like Sunset did with Verity? Twilight paused and thought. That makes sense, she rubbed her chin. It's a sound theory, but I have no idea how to do it, or if it's even safe. Rainbow held up her hands. What's the worst that could happen? I sprout wings or gain super speed or something? I doubt it. More likely you turn into some freakish deformed pony-human hybrid. Rainbow scrunched her face. Point taken. No, 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 I spent 2 months doing Mike and I don't want to do that again! This is a type of magic I don't fully understand, and I can barely control it already. Never mind something's trying to abuse someone else with the same sort of powers. I think the best I could do is, if Sunset tries to use her powers against you, maybe I can cancel them out. Otherwise, I think we just have to be careful. Twilight looked at him, meaning each of their eyes in turn. I know this is a lot to take in, and I'm sorry I don't have much advice or protection to offer, but you need to know what's at stake here. No problem, Rainbow grated up her fists. This teaches nothing. I was heading for the top before, and I'm not going to stop now. Okay, so it turns out Sunset Shimmer is a crazed, magical pony from another dimension. Doesn't mean I can't be here. I wish I shared your confidence. I haven't seen her duel yet. Reddy pursed her lip. I recall your deck drawing, but I'm still drawing a blank on hers. Sorry. It's fine, I'll just improvise. Twilight smiled crookedly, right? So I can say, Sugar Cube. Applejack held a card in her hand to Twilight. We're all in this with you, together. The others all nodded, vocalized agreements, and held their cards back too. Thank you. Twilight took the cards back and slipped them into her deck. I wish I shared your confidence, but I've only made it this far with my magic. I'm not getting my deck and skills. Didn't even know this game existed until a few days ago. On this simple, I'll say you don't matter how you got this far. This isn't just some tournament after all. You gotta feed the other world at stake. So now you go out there and use all the magic you got to whoop Sunset's butt. I burst out laughing. I'll try. Rainbow just stepped up to her and put her hand down. Whichever of us faces Sunset, we're all in this together. Right. I put her hand over Rainbow's and was joined by the others. Rainbow grinned. Now, girls, let's go win us a tournament. Dum, 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 dum. The six stepped down to the backfields of Caroline High, and Twilight paused. Classical bleachers had been dragged down to grass, and set up to create rows of seats, on which bits of the student body now sat. More were clustered on the outskirts, and even on the sidewalk on the edge of the school grounds. By the side of the asphalt basketball court, a table had been placed with some sort of appliance Twilight didn't recognize. Celestia and Luna sat there talking. At the ends of the court, 2 workers were slowly lowering the basketball nets and carrying it away. Then Twilight noticed the other net had already been removed. Only a metal bracket stood on the ground, hitting where it would go. Sunset Shimmer stood at the edge of the court, her back to Twilight. Flash stood on the steps, down to the field and far away. The sound Twilight was approached, he turned and stood. Hey, Twilight! Rainbow! Ready to do this, Flash! Rainbow smirked and raised her dual disc. Flash returned the gesture. You know it! Twilight saw Sunset turn her head and slip between her friends. She stepped up to the edge of the court and looked over at Sunset. Sunset, though, turned to face forward and didn't acknowledge her. Feeling emboldened by this dismissal, Twilight turned to her fully. This is it, Sunset. I'm going to beat you and take my crown back. Sunset didn't look her way, just smiled. Now that all our finalists are here, we can begin. Twilight saw Celestia speaking into the microphone, connected to the appliance on the table. As he spoke, Luna stood across the basketball court to a metal box with a padlock on it. The crowd's members grew to cheers as Luna pulled out her keys and unlocked it. Twilight turned to Flash as he and Rainbow joined her. What's he doing? Flash winked. You may want to let you step. Twilight down her shoes, her toes against the edge of the grass where the asphalt ended. Looking down, she noticed a distinct strip of metal about an inch wide along the perimeter of the court. She looked back up at Luna. The vice principal unlocked the box and opened it to reveal a number pad and a row of switches. Luna flicked all but one switch and then keyed in a code on the number pad. A loud, mechanical creak made Twilight jump. It came from her feet as she stepped back. The basketball court slowly lowered to the ground, revealing metal walls of the pit surrounding it. When it was almost a foot down, she pulled to the side. When the entire asphalt surface pulled back, a shadow form rose from the massive pit in front of them. Twilight began to make out distinct shapes and colors as the form rose to the light. A massive dueling field came into the pit. Sleek white sliding was arranged in a rectangle save for the ends, which were colored red and blue. At the end of the rows were two raised booths with railings along the side. Twilight glimpsed the card field screen on both rose out of the field of view. On the far side of the arena came large display screens that rose higher until it towered over even the raised duelist booths. A grunts and more creaking signaled the top of the arena's rise. The final mechanical click echoed through the air. Luna flicked one more switch, and the arena powered on. Lights on both sides blaring to life, and displaying screens flickered to show the portraits of the four finalists. Now, bring on the ring! Boom! Yeah, I played Persona 4. What of it? Luna walked back to Celestia as the latter began to speak again. We will now choose the Temesas for the final duels. Good luck to all of our finalists in this. The last three duels in the Auto Crown Tournament! The crowd's cheers soared to new heights as the four portraits began to flash back and forth. Twilight watched intently, biting her lip. If I can face Sunset now, I can put her out of this tournament and everyone will be safe. But if she duels Flash and Rainbow? What if I duel Flash? Can I beat him? She looked at the other finalists and saw them watching with similar anticipation. At last, the portraits stopped. One pair blue and one red. Twilight gasped sharply. We have our final duels! First, Flash Sentry will face Sunset Shimmer, and then Twilight Sparkle will face Rainbow Dash! I'm going to sing no matter what during their duel! The crowd applauded. Twilight turned as Sunset began to walk down the field towards the opposite end. Well, I'm up! Flash stretched his dual disc from his arm and knelt it to the ground, withdrawing his stick from it. Wish me luck, ladies. He smiled at Twilight and approached the arena to the blue booth. He pressed the button on the control panel and the booth descended. When it reached the ground, to the left side, the railing clicked open and swung in. Flash stepped inside and pushed the bar shut. He then pressed the second button on the panel. The booth rose back into place. On the other end of the field, Sunset Shimmer rose to control the red booth. Will the finalists place their deck in the auto shuffler? Flash held his deck out and put it on the playing field Twilight's view. The display screen changed to show his and Sunset's field, their portraits above their life point total. I have to warn him! Twilight ran up to the edge of the arena. Flash! Flash turned his head and leaned over. Be careful! Sunset Shimmer might... Finalists are advised that there's no discussion of strategies or advice with each other, on penalty of handicap or disqualification. Twilight stopped at Celestia's voice and looked in her direction to catch a disapproving stare. Twilight looked up at Flash and Celestia. Swallowed up to her throat, forced back a smile. Good luck. Thanks. Flash gave her a thumbs up. Twilight stepped back to her friends. Do you think Flash will be okay? Tough call. Emzak shook her head. She's one of the best duelists the school's ever seen. But he hasn't beaten Sunset yet. Not all the years. I'm not worried if he'll win. Twilight looked up at him and turned back to the duel. I'm worried what will happen when he loses. Well, let's see, Twilight. You're in the middle of a tournament arc. This is a long tournament story. And your boy toy is right now facing off against the final opponent. Yeah, I can see this is going to turn out very painfully for him. I've been waiting for this duel for months, Sunset. Flash smiled at her. Better bring your A game, because I'm bringing nothing less than mine. Cute. Sunset crossed her arms. Bring all the game you like. Across you now is the same as every other year. You're just a distraction to the main event. She turned her head to look down at Twilight and grinned. Let's get this over with. And now, without further delay, let the first match of the finals begin! Chapter 16. Flash vs. Sunset. Supremacy Sun. Think! Flash life points 8,000. Sunset life points 8,000. The screen displaying their portraits flashed between the two stars stopping with flashes lit up. Flash Sentry will take first turn. Great! Flash grabbed his opening hand as the silver enchanted displayed out his cards. Not bad. He grabbed two cards and laid them on the dueling board in front of him. I set one card face down, and this monster in defense. The two cards face down cards materialized on the dueling field below Flash's dueling booth. With that, I end my turn. Flash lowered his hand. Your move, Sunset. Twilight going forward, tense, as Sunset picked up her opening hand. Sunset smiled and chuckled softly. Look over her cards. Look at you. The first move and you're already nervous. She picked up one of her cards and flipped it over, holding it to face Flash. I'll start you off light. From my hand, I activate the effect of Infernal Spirit Era. A circle of purple light and flame grew on Sunset's field. A humanoid dragon of great skin and a tall red cloak rose into the air, a dark violet horn rising from its forehead. By banishing Era from my hand, I gain 800 points of damage to you! Era crackled and dove forward, an aura of purple fire, black fire covering its body. The blast washed over Flash, and the duelist raising his arms as the hologram ghosted over him. Dink! Flash life points, 7,200. My first play, and I already take 800 damage. Not a good sign. Sunset reached back to her hand and slung 2 cards down. I think you suffered enough for a first show. I set 2 cards and then my turn. The crowd began to murmur as Sunset stepped back from her field. Once below, Rainbow frowned. She didn't summon anything. What gives? Verity sniffed. Ultradama move. She's wide open to attack.
Maybe she drew a bad hand?
Farsight suggested. No way. Twilight's eyes narrowed. She's no fool. She knows her face downs will protect her. But that's obviously her intent. Flash won't fall for that sort of trick. Maybe she's bluffing? I expected more from you, Sunset. Flash drew his card and reached to his duel desk. I guess I'll pick up your slack. I pick up my face-down monster, Gem Turtle! A large turtle with a shell made from carved emeralds appeared on Flash's face-down field. Attack points 0. Defense points 2,000. The effect of my turtle triggers when flipped face up, letting me add a certain spell card from my deck to my hand. A card stuck out Flash's deck. He held it up. I'll activate it now! Go! Gemini Fusion! The crowd gasped and several cheered. Sunset continued to smile. From my hand, I sent Gemini Obsidian and Gemini Garnet to the graveyard. Flash held out his hand into the air. In front of him, the shadowy holograms of 2 monsters appeared, one armored in black and the other in orange. A vortex opened in between them, and he drew them in. I fusion summon Gemini Citrine! A warrior armored in pale yellow-brown armor, wielding a massive sword of glowing orange rock, rose from the vortex in front of Flash. His eyes gleamed and swung his sword down with a roar, keep flaring behind it. Attack points 2,200. Defense points 1,950. I'm not done yet. The effect of Gemini Obsidian activates with discard due to a card effect. It revives a normal monster, level 4 or lower in the graveyard. Return to me, Gemini Garnet! The orange-armored monster, Twilight recognized from the fusion summon, rose into the field, slamming a fist in the air. Next, I activate the effect of Gemini Fusion in the graveyard. By banishing Gemini Obsidian into the graveyard, I can return Gemini Fusion to my hand. Flash held his spell out. It won't be there for long. Once I activate Gemini Fusion, and fuse Gemini Garnet with Gem Turtle! Now a vortex appeared, drew the 2 monsters into it. With these monsters, I fusion summon Gemini Zirconia! A massive knight rose from the vortex, body covered in silver and white armor. He drew back his fist and bellowed. Attack points 2,900. Defense points 2,050. The crowd cheered wildly, and Applejack whistled. Whew! You busted out 2 great monsters on a second turn! Twilight said nothing, but kept her eyes trained on Sunset. Her smug smile hadn't even flinched during Flash's moves. Flash gave Sunset a coy smile. You're obviously counting on your face-down cards to save you, but it won't work. When Gemini Citrine attacks, you're unable to activate cards and effects until the attack ends, which means you're totally defenseless without a monster to take the blow. Flash pointed to the field. Citrine! Direct attack! Citrine Sword Slash! Citrine ran forward, its sword glowing orange and a rock held overhead. He jumped up and descended upon Sunset, delivering a 2-handed strike. Sunset still held her eyes closed, as the smoke exploded around her. Sunset life points, 5,800. Flash smiled as the crowd cheered. A little more damage than does 800 points, eh, Sunset? And I got another monster ready to go. Jedi Zirconia flexed his arms. Jedi Zirconia attack! I activate my trap card. Sunset sneered and flung her hand to the air, as her hologram and it flipped over and rose. Since I just took damage from your attack, I activate Infernal Tome. A black book with a sun emblem on the cover appeared in front of Sunset, began to flip its pages. First, you take the same amount of damage that you just inflicted. Enjoy the back glass. A rush of black magic shot from the book and struck Flash. Flash life points, 5,000. It's in my trap's second effect. For every 500 points of damage it inflicted, I can summon an infernal spirit from my monster with a different name. She laughed. It's pity that Citrine has 22 points flash. Now I can summon 4 monsters from my deck! Let's ground cleanse his hand. On Sunset Field, the tunnel opened, and 4 bars of light sprang down, sank into the dueling field. Sunset held up her cards as they entered her deck. First, please welcome Infernal Spirit, Avarita! A column of orange flame spewed up onto the air on Sunset's field. It received and revealed an orange-skinned demon with multi-feathered wings. His hands and feet ended in wickedly sharp claws. Attack points 500, defense points 500. Next, an Infernal Spirit, Evita. A blast of smoke spiraled to the arrival of a pale purple demon with a long horn and clad in a burnt purple cloak. Attack points 500, defense points 500. Third, Infernal Spirit, Equestria. A swirling orb of green fire appeared in the air, burst to reveal a dark green-skinned demon in a torn green ground. Its sectoid wings fluttered in the air on its back. Attack points 500, defense points 500. Last but not least, I summon Infernal Spirit Gula, a yellow-skinned demon with 2 heads, each bearing a gnarled horn and mouths of misshapen teeth, emerged from the portal across its arms. Attack points 500, defense points 500. Wait a sec. Lappy? Yes, Mr. Fruit User. Start looking up these names. Oh, they're Latin for the 7 deadly sins! Must make sense. Ephedia. That's Trixie. Luxuria. That's Chrysalis. Gula's Greed. That's Flim and Flam. Author, you're getting clever. I like that about you. I like that. Twilight grasped her chest and stepped back, gasping for breath. The other 5 noticed the crowd around her. Twa? Appetite put her hand on her shoulder. Those cards, Twilight grimaced. Can't you feel it? But then Flash didn't notice her reaction. You have 4 monsters out for now, but one of them won't last. It's still my turn. I have another attack. Tonight, Zirconia! Attack Luxuria! Zirconia lifted a fist, charged towards the field towards Luxuria. Sunset wagged her finger. I don't think so. Ephedia leapt in front of Luxuria and raised his claw. Glowing magic lit up his hand, and the ghostly image of Zirconia invaded Ephedia. When you declare attack on a monster other than Ephedia, I can use its effect to redirect your attack. So you attacked it? Ephedia's attack power becomes equal to your monsters. No! Flash and watched as Ephedia, attack points 500, now 2900, drew her claw back and slid it against Zirconia's fist. Bursts of power exploded for the impending blows, and the 2 monsters exploded. Flash scowled, looked down at his hand. I set 1 card and win my turn. Oh, you tried so hard and failed so much. Sunset drew her card to begin her turn. Now I'll show you what my deck can really do. I activate the effect of Luxaria! The green-clad woman winked and raised her claw. The specter of Ephedia rose in front of it, dissolved in a cloud of glowing green sparkles. By banishing an infernal spirit from my hand in my graveyard, like the Ephedia you destroyed last turn, I can select any monster on your side of the field and deal damage equal to its attack power! Luxaria blew a kiss on the green and sent the green magic across the field. It pierced Citrine and washed over Flash, exploding. Flash life points, 3900. Banishing an infernal spirit activates the effective era that's also banished, letting it return to my hand. Sunset looked at her hand up, shrugged, and tossed it back down. You know what? Never mind. I activate era's effect again, and banish it to deal 800 damage! Another shot of purple fire raced towards Flash, and struck with a blaze of color flame. Flash life points, 3100. I think this would be a good time to mention Gula's ability. Since I just banished an infernal spirit, another infernal spirit with a different name that's currently banished can be revived. Since I have only 1 other banished monster, guess who's coming back? Infernal Spirit Ephedia rose onto Sunset's field in a puff of purple fire. Then, Avriata's effect. Since I result the effect of another infernal spirit in the field, I can draw a card. Sunset picked up her card and looked at her hand again.
Flash is getting creamed up there!
Pinky cried. Is this Sunset's magic, or is he really wiping the floor with him? Zach asked. Twilight shook her head. Sunset reaches her field. I activate the trap. Infernal Storm! A storm cloud generated over Sunset's field. With this card, I can banish up to 2 infernal spirits from my hand or field, and destroy the same number of cards you control. Sunset held her hand out. Gula, Luxaria, be gone! And With your power, destroy Gen 9 Citrine and one of Flash's face-down cards! The two demons turned to orbs of magic and rose up into the cloud. I don't think so! Flash reaches his cards and flips one over. I activate my own trap! Rising Fusion! This allows me to immediately conduct a fusion summon with the monsters on my field or hand. Flash smiles, swirling fusion vortex appeared between his monsters. I fused together Gem Knight Citrine on the field with Gem Knight Amber and Gem Knight Lapis in my hand. The three cards glow into a vortex. A beam of white light shot in the air. I fuse and summon Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond! The land Flash's field faded. A warrior maiden, brilliant white and silver diamonds, stood in the middle of the floor in front of him. Long sword in right hand. Attack points 3,400. Defense points 2,000. Sunset snoring. Should I be threatened by that? I don't think so. I switched already out to defense mode and hit my turn. Good. It's my move again. Flash drew with a flourish. Enter the card and placed it on our field. I summon Gem Knight Emerald and distribute to activate Lady Diamond's special ability. By sending Emerald to the graveyard, I can summon any Gem Knight fusion monster I want. Flash's monster clad in green armor turned to light and shifted form. I summon Gem Knight Prismaria! Attack points 2,450, defense points 1,400. A new knight in silver and gold armor emerged from the light, heaping a heavy lens over his head. I had to defeat the effect of Gem Knight fusion in my graveyard. If it has Gem Knight Guardian to return to my hand, then I activate Prismura's effect and discard Gem Knight fusion to destroy one card in the field. I choose Infernal Spirit Infidia! Prismura held its lance out, shot a beam of light towards the field. From my hand, I had to defeat the effect of Infernal Spirit Akidia. A blue-skinned demon in black armor appeared on Sunset's field, creating a shield of blue magic around Infidia. By discarding Akidia from my hand, your attack or card effect that targets my monster is negated, and you take 800 points of damage. I see a shield wrapped around Prismura's blast, and shot it back at Flash. Flash life points 2,300. Go ahead, I baited out your last defense, Flash pointed. Prismura, attack Infidia! Prismura lowered its head, charged. Lights pointing at Infidia keep flowing behind it. Don't you ever learn? Sunset snapped her fingers. Infidia can't be his monster's attack power. Demons of Prismura appeared around Infidia. Attack points 500. Attack now 2,450. Its own cape flared out as it held its claw out. Lights met claw and crumbled until Prismura was close enough for Infidia to grab it. The two exploding in a blast of purple fire. Fine by me. Lady Brilliant Diamond, attack Infidia! Lady Brilliant Diamond jumped up and descended at a two-handed cleave, slashing apart Infidia. The orange demon shrieked as it lit up with white light and shattered. Too bad you didn't do anything worthwhile. You wasted your last chance. On my next turn, you're finished. Funny, I was about to say the same thing. Flash smiled, pointing a finger down. You seem to have forgotten my second face-down card. Sunset tensed. I had to fake my face-down. Defusion! The crowd began to cheer as Flash held his card up. I returned Gem Knight, Lady Brilliant Diamond to the extra deck. Revive for fusion materials. Come back to me. Gem Knight, Citrine, Amber, and Lapis! Flash's three monsters leapt on the field. The yellow arm Amber ignited a blaze of sparks. Attack points 1,600, defense points 1,400. While the beige of burgundy lapis surrounded the field of gem dust. Attack points 1,200, defense points 100. Now where was I? Flash pointed across the field. Citrine, Amber, Lapis, attack Sunset directly! The three knights ran up to Sunset. Citrine swung a sword of molten rock to the ground, creating a rippling line of stone. Amber held up its palms and fired an orb of lightning across the field. Lapis swung his head into the air, sent a stream of gem dust. Sunset let the wave for a dual buff as it shook from the impacts. Dink! Sunset life points 800. Alright! Rainbow joined the crowd's cheers and was followed shortly by the rest of the group. Twilight breathed deep. He might really do it. If Flash can put Sunset out of the tournament now, he'll never get her hands on the crown. Flash smirked. One more turn and I can finish this. I end my turn. Her hands on the dueling table as she hunched over it. Sunset chuckled loudly. You think this is the end? It is. You cut me off guard with that trap. But now your field's empty. If you had something that could stave off my last few life points with burn damage, you probably would have used it last turn. Same thing with defending yourself from my monsters. I'll let your hands full of cards you can't use together. Everything else you could have done, you did it. Flash shook his head. You played your best card, Sunset, but it wasn't enough. My best cards? Sunset shook. Twilight's eyes widened as he saw Sunset move her hand to the top of her deck, faint aura of red light glowing over her arm. Oh, Flash. Sunset raised her head, eyes glowing. You haven't seen anything yet! The magic aura sunset flared up as she drew her card. Streaks of red light in its wake. She looked down at the card and grinned. Slowly raising her eyes to look back at Flash. I activate the effect of the card in my hand. 6 swords of colored fire appeared on the field in front of Sunset. They began to spin and circle around each other, rising into the air. The wind around the area picked up. Twilight's hair blowing in front of her as she stared up at Sunset. The crowd began to get restless, a few standing up in their seats. What's this? Flash called. Sunset leered. I call upon this powers of the infernal spirit monsters from beyond. She thrust her hand in the air, rays of light shining from it. From my hand, I special summon! The 6 flames rushed together, exploded in a blast of red. A column of crimson fire stretched up into the sky on Sunset's field. Flash stepped back from his field, his eyes transfixed. A shadow form appeared in front of a column of fire as Sunset's laughter filled the air. Flash! Twilight broke away from her friends and ran to the side of Dueling Rear. You had to stop this! Forfeit! It doesn't matter! Flash either didn't hear or ignored her, continuing to look ahead. There was only booth blocking her field of field as she watched Flash. Twilight saw the pillar of fire fade in the sky above. She heard her friends cry out, someone in the crowd scream. Sunset's monster taken to the field. A cold, distorted voice came over the chaos. I attacked Gemini Citrine. Low hum was the only sound Twilight heard before a blast of fire consumed Flash. She looked up and saw him fast from sight. Flash! A strangled scream answered her. Flash, his arms raised in front of his face, stumbled back and hit the railing at the edge of the dueling booth. He flipped it over and fell, tumbling in the air. Twilight cupped her hands to her mouth and watched in horror as Flash's chest hit the ground with a sounding thud, the wind rushing out of him. Twilight ran up to his side and knelt. Flash! She rolled over and was relieved to hear a long groan. Flash opened his eyes and winced and lifted his head. Sorry, Twilight. Couldn't pull it off. He gasped out breath and let his head fall back. I'm sorry. Twilight shook her head, tears welling in her eyes. I tried to warn you. I wanted to. Such a simmer, she... One. Twilight still as a foul shadow fell over her. She looked up at the smirking face of Sunset Shimmer, arms crossed. Twilight stood up and glared back at her. Sunset smirked and grew into a wide grin. One duel left, princess. Then you're all mine. Okay, Twilight, there's only one thing you need to do at this moment. You need to take something of Flash's, wrap it around your forehead in a headband. Or take an item of Flash's and put it attached to yourself. Or, if he's bleeding, wipe some of the blood off with his fingers, then point it towards Sunset, and then put your thumb down as you're signaling to her that you will execute her. It is tradition, and you need to follow law.